Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. In this video, I wanted to talk about Ultramobile's new updates. So they've added some more data to the plans for customers, so giving you more value, which I like here. This is, of course, one of T-Mobile's prepaid brands, Ultra. They have multiple prepaid brands, Metro, Mint, name it. T-Mobile is pretty much got it all, right? So I think this is good for some customers. Existing customers that have these plans are going to benefit if you've found that you like the Ultramobile branding, you like the service, works good for you, maybe the customer support is enough for you, you're satisfied with that. All is well in the land of Ultramobile and for its customers. I think that I personally like that they're making the attempt to make these plans better for customers, and I like that T-Mobile is doing so in general across the board with their prepaid brands. Now, of course, Verizon is doing that as well, and they've been doing a really solid bang-up job doing it. And so it's just good for competition. It's good for customers that don't want one of the big three carriers. They don't want postpaid from them, and they don't want prepaid from them. But they, of course, need one of those services, right? They need either AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, but not directly from the carriers, right? They're good with Ultra, they're good with Mint, they're good with Visible, etc. So we have some updates here, some adjustments to the plans. I do have an article from the T-Mobile News, which you can find down below in the description. I'm not a fan of the article itself. It kind of sounds a little biased to me, and I think there's discrepancies with the data too. It doesn't make sense because I'm looking at the article and then I'm comparing it to what Ultra has on their website, and there's a little bit of a difference here. So let's start with the $19 plan, right? So that plan was originally 3 gigs of unlimited high speed, so 3 gigs of data, right, for $19. They've went ahead and adjusted that to 4 gigs, so they're giving you 1 more gig of 5G/4G LTE data. Then we have their next plan, right, which is a little bit more money. That's the $24 a month plan. Now, this is if you pay month to month. If you go 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, obviously you're going to get the best value by paying in advance, and the 12 month being the best of the best value because you're paying for an entire year up front. So the $24 per month plan it went from 5 gigs of premium data to now 8 gigs. So that's pretty good. That's a reasonable increase. Then we have the $29 plan. This was originally 10 gigs. They've given you an additional 2 gigs, so now it's 12 gigs. And then we have their the $39 plan. That was originally 15 gigs, and now you're getting 24 gigs. And then, of course, you have the Ultra Unlimited plan, which gives you 10 gigs of hotspot. That's still $49. And then you have the Ultra Unlimited Plus plan, $59 with 25 gigs of hotspot. So as we can see, they've made some adjustments, but they're very minor. They're not really something to tout about, if you ask me. But there's some additional benefits with it, right? So like the Ultra Unlimited plan now includes 5 gigs of data in Mexico, free each month. So if that's something important to you, that could be good. So that gives you more of like that postpaid vibe, right? And then you can also get on the unlimited plans 200 minutes of international talk to 90 plus destinations and free data roaming in 10 plus countries, which includes hotspots for travel. So, of course, this is a great move if you're someone that travels abroad or you need to call someone that's not within the US, right? So this is good. And apparently this started rolling out on June 20th to customers that have these existing plans. They didn't need to do anything. And of course, it's available now for you. If you wanted to try Ultramobile as a new customer, you can take advantage of it as well. So that's good. I like that they did it automatically for the existing customers. As I said in the beginning of this video, that I see a great benefit there for customers that already like the Ultra brand. They're already using it, they're comfortable with it, and now they're getting more for their money, right? So that's good. However, I wouldn't personally say this is the best deal. I think you would get a better deal with Mint. I think you can get a better deal with Metro, maybe even US Mobile, right? But I like that they're at least trying to make the plans a little bit better, give you a little more value for the money. That is my outlook on this. This is what I would say. Taking Metro out of the equation, which is one of my favorite choices for getting T-Mobile access without going through T-Mobile postpaid or prepaid, Mint is actually a great contender, right? Now, you do have to pay 3 months in advance for their plans, but even if you take that out of the equation, the value that you get for those plans comes out to a better deal than Ultra Mobile, right? So like the 5 gig plan would normally cost you $15 a month, as where Ultra wants, for 4 gigs, they want 19, right? And for the 15 gig plan on Mint, Mint wants 20, and it'll be 15 if you pay 3 months in advance, right? So you get what I'm saying? So the better deal would be Mint over Ultra. And personally, depending on what you need, I think, I still stand behind Metro being one of the best deals possible. I mean, $25 a month for the unlimited plan there, it's just really hard to beat. That's why I think I'll always praise it. It's just too hard to beat. And if you don't need all the international stuff, etc., then, that would be the best value for you. But if you like the new stuff that Ultra is bringing with the Mexico and the international calling to 200 minutes, then that could be a better value for you. That could be a better choice. So it really does matter what you need. You need to think about that decisively, and then that would help you make the best choice. So I like the attempt here. I think it could be a little better. I think they could have done a little bit better with their pricing, added a little bit more data. They could have slashed the unlimited pricing down a little bit. They could have made that 40, which would have made it a little bit more competitive in my view. Definitely the 4 gig plan, that could have been at least $15, knocked down to $15 to give you a more competitive pricing with Mint, or just added more data, made that 15 gigs or something for 19. So either way, there's some adjusting. There's room for improvement, definitely, with these plans, but at least it's a start. Comment down below your thoughts of these plans. Are they enticing to you, interesting? What should be done to make these plans a little bit better? As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.